You really just need to know two things. One, I'm accepting beers, and two, I'm reading poems, so deal with that. There's just 3 of them, and they're short. The first one's called Ali Liebegot. Of all the papers printed, the poems and stories and essays and crucial reports, the heart and the hours put into them, the hope they can make a difference, change something, or validate everything else. All the papers printed, the poems and stories and essays and ranking reports. Sometimes a piece of paper or a poem thereon can make all the difference. Until then, remember me. Love is a tired symphony you hum when you're awake. Love is a crying baby, mama warns you not to shake. Love is the best sensation hiding in the lion's den. In some lion I've been filming strangers with my freedom. When I wrote this, the vernal breeze blew through eucalyptus leaves and into my bedroom window, reminding me that my eyes are still wet. I have a business card, but I can't afford a holder, so my cards keep getting smashed in my pockets. Not a lion or a businessman, I sit in a chair in tattered clothing, a shabby elegance of kingdoms defeated or not yet established, uncertain, I debate the purpose of meaning. I'm strong from living on instinct, but vulnerable because so far I've chosen freedom over kingdom. And this is what I've always wanted, problems and poetry. So I sit in a chair and try to catch up on the last 9 days, to capture the meaning of like 500 events and countless moments. I thought this is an essay. This is worth talking about. But the moments cascade us into corners we won't turn away from fear, as we tremble over the daily. This moment is an opportunity to stop estimating, collating, and accolading, to appreciate the impossibility of recording or understanding more than a fraction of anything. And this moment is as necessary as the sun. Without it, I would be just as lifeless. Here, now, a poem. Because I have so many things to do right now, I don't know what's important. My desk is clear and my walls are decorated with meaning and I look all right. But I keep checking because I know I'm a mess. This is to show you what I really look like. Because I want to be friends. And you can't be friends with a painting. Poems reflect our inner winds, and this is only a moment, I know. This one's important to me. And sharing it is a reflection of me, as a window into you. Without it, I don't know about you, but I'd be staring at a screen, boo-hoo, hooing myself to sleep. And in that way, poems are kind of like ladders. They help us climb over walls, or magic doors we can store in our hearts to escape through when we need to. I can hold a hammer in my hand and understand the word value. Weightless, intangible, I can hold a feeling in this poem, put here like a deposit of mineral ore to withdraw when I need it, so I can get on with my life without the weight of it. This is a poem because I had to write it to continue, not to be continued. Love is the scene I render when you catch me wide awake. Love is the dream you enter, though I shake and shake and shake you. Love is the best endeavor, waiting in the lion's mane. This reminds me of little plastic chairs in kindergarten. Red, blue, and yellow are primary. Fantastic. FANTASTIC. Just break it into threes. Fantastic. Greg Greenberg used to yell out the answers. The class would titter and scream, Gedzalia. Some people take advantage. Smell of old books and how they always keep the page. I remember swimming pools and chlorinated after eyes, and bathing suits drying on plastic patio chairs, puddles growing beneath them, color from tea bags darkening, spreading, but we'll have to get cold first. This reminds me of Coca-Cola ice cubes with cherries in them, and endless secret conversations in the shade of my first backyard, where boys were different than girls. Summers in the grass with baseball bushes, through the windows, out the yard, into the street. Waiting for cars to pass and licenses to come our way. Freedom, adulthood, American nights full of sex and alcohol. When do we turn 16 again? And how long is time? This reminds me of high school trepidation, collared shirts and consciousness, unsupervision. Cool can be mean and abusive. I remember squeaky boots as a crisis, cramming, keeping quiet, sneaking cigs from myself for the good of mankind. The sacrifices we made. This reminds me of eggnog from can into glass, lotion residue on sand slopes, and the smell of seaweed in my brother's hair. I can see Paris from here, and Barcelona. Sand dollars are passports to before we were human. This reminds me of sweet gums and gumballs, baseball cards, and friends I haven't thought of in years, lifetimes. But friends don't ever dissipate. They're like different colored sands you find in a glass jar you got at the fair, on the beach, which this still reminds me of. What does the beach have to do with this? What is this? Thank you guys.